Hey everybody, it's Book of Katherine, and I cannot wait to share this news with you. I have been waiting and holding off on doing this video because a major sale is coming up on the blankets I'm about to show you. If you are in severe chronic pain to the point where it hurts to have even clothing on your skin, and you go through an episode where nothing can touch you because the pain level goes so very high, let me tell you, I'm an expert in that. So it was a big deal to start wearing clothing again. It's a very, very big deal, but I normally have to wear robes the majority of my time. But there was a time, if you haven't seen the Traveling in My Healing, there was a time where that was the case all the time. Just any kind of touch just sent me skyrocketing. So I had to find blankets and bedding and things like that that didn't hurt in order to be able even to sleep in a bed. And I have a blanket like that for you today. And there is a big sale coming up on it. It's how we got our blankets. They're very, very expensive. And there's a big sale coming up in March. Every single March, that's when all the blankets go on sale. And so this is for you. I waited until now to actually do this video for you. So the name of the blanket it's by Chevelle. It's called, it's just Shavel. You can go to Chevelle.com. When I first started looking for the blanket, I didn't find it at Chevelle. It's a made in USA product. Didn't do that on purpose or anything. But it was when we were shopping at a place when we first got to the East Coast, and they had it on sale for like $33, like a twin or a queen or something. And we felt it, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I've been looking for bedding. And it was like putting an angel on you. It just... You get warm without actually, hello Tasmanian. So you get warm actually without feeling like anything's hurting. So when I would have massive pain episodes, this is the blanket that my husband would come and lay over me. It was the only thing he could put on me that did not hurt. And it would feel like just clouds coming you down and wrapping you in warmth. And what happened is that then when we found out how it turned out that place was selling it because they were no longer going to hold it. Carry it. And so what happened was we looked for high and low. We just saw Chevelle was on the tag. They didn't have a website at the time. But then we found out JCPenney carried it. JCPenney carried it, and they were so expensive. It's on some websites, it's $260 for a twin. But I can tell you from experience, we've had it for almost 5 years now. And let me tell you, hi, Tiberius. So I can tell you from experience that they like these look brand new, right? So, they're just these ultra plush, gorgeous, ultra plush things, but they are soft as heck. This is gunmetal gray. This is winter white. And they still have, the only thing that's ever worn down on it is the tag. Like there's a tag somewhere in here that's finally worn down, but it says Chevelle on it. And so we had to search high and low. Now, JCPenney's is having a normal winter sale like it did. So I think it was last year or the year before, we finally saw that they were on sale, and we got the $260 twin down to $47. And that is why I waited until March to share that with you. It is March. It's here. Look for sales. The site that has it at or latestbedding.com or something has it. It's $260. It's marked down to $89. I know that sounds expensive for a blanket, but I would never recommend it. You know that I tell you where to get, luxury items for $4, right? I'm telling you, for those of you in chronic pain, this is the blanket. And the way Chevelle sells it is they call it the Ultra Velvet Blanket. So it's an Ultra Velvet Blanket, and it is soft as it is. It is some special. I can't stand plush. I cannot stand plush at all. I hate plush couches. I can't touch them. They drive me insane. As a sick person, you probably have very dry skin from all of the medications. This doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel drying. It is very, it's the most soft thing. I've never seen anything come close to it. And I think it used to be an American household staple when people had the money and invested in it, but now online's taken over. And so it's just crap can be sold, like made in China crap can be sold. And that's what everyone gets because it sounds like a great label. But I am telling you from experience, I am telling you that this is it. Like this is the blanket if you are in chronic pain. To this day, when that sale went on, we actually ended up getting 5 blankets from queen to twin. We got 5 blankets for the price of one of those twins for $260 or $274. Now we had a JCPenney cards. We did that because back then we found out they had really good clothing. It's a whole long story. But we have JCPenney cards, so that's part of the reason that we got those discounts. Now Chevelle.com now exists. It is, you can actually get your things on there, and it's March, and so the sales are beginning. Now, my March sale that I got it on, it was like, I think it was like a week sale, and it was at the end of March. We ordered it like March 22nd, and we were looking for it. We knew like bedding, we'd seen bedding, and we had just missed it. And so we waited for the next year, and we just wiped it. It's the only blanket we own. Until recently, when I did vintage shopping, I finally could buy a vintage blanket that lays over these. But the only thing that can touch my skin, and the only thing that can get me to go to bed, the only thing besides the bamboo body pillows, the only thing that can touch my skin is these Chevelle Ultra Velvet blankets. When you are in as much pain as you get into, like we even had to change out our towels. We had to change out our towels, and it took forever to actually buy them because it was, of course, the most expensive towel that Bed Bath & Beyond has to offer. We couldn't find them at Macy's. We couldn't find them no matter where we went. We couldn't find them. And even now, we had to actually change out our sheets. And the softest sheets we could find was, I forget where it was, but now it's at Macy's. It was a certain sheet at Macy's, and then Macy's stopped carrying it. They gave the same name to another crappy brand. And so now we actually do, I believe it's Pottery Barn, and they're not as expensive as you think. We can get pillowcase covers for $20, and now March is coming, so they'll have a sale, and they even freaking monogram it for you. But if you're in severe chronic pain, there comes a point where you realize that you are going to have to put the money in order to stay out of pain, because when you stay out of pain, you understand. For those of you who are in the 8, 9, 10 range, the 7, 8, 9, 10 range, and if you don't know where you are on that pain scale, you need to look at the Comparative Pain Scale by the Mayo Clinic. It's called the Comparative Pain Scale. Comparative Pain Scale. And they have a bunch of PDFs, but you want to find the one by the Mayo Clinic. But they're the ones, I believe, who created it. And it will tell you where you are on the pain scale. It's really important for your doctors, but it'll tell you the physical symptoms. So my doctors ask me how much pain I'm in. I'm always in pain. And so I think through the comparative pain scale, I'm like, am I slurring my words? Am I having trouble thinking? Can I communicate? If I can't communicate, I know I'm into the 8 range. Right? If I'm having trouble, it's like 8 or 9 when you start slurring your words. That's how I knew I was hitting 10s, because I was passing out from the pain. And for those of you in chronic pain, you may or may not know that there are types of pain where your nerves can start deteriorating. That type of pain medication doesn't touch. When it's your actual nerves that are actually damaged versus something touching you, something else coming in from your skin. So for you guys who are in severe chronic pain, I'm telling you, these blankets have saved my life. The way I go down in the car bed, I just use these. Even now, it doesn't feel like anything's really touching my skin. It actually just relieves all the pain. This hurts like hell. This does not hurt, right? So right now, I'm not going to be able to wear this very long. I can stay in these blankets forever. Forever. So we have them in the car bed. We have them upstairs on the bed. And in all my videos, you guys have seen these blankets everywhere. If you've been wondering what blanket you're seeing everywhere in the house, this is it. It's the Ultra Velvet Blanket by Chevelle.com. So it's called the Ultra Velvet Blanket, and it's by Chevelle.com, but you can get it at like JCPenney's and Last Bedding. You can look around and do your research, because March is the time. It's March 2019, but every single March is when it's not January, it's not February, March, when it's actually switching over into spring. That's when the big sales for winter things go on. If you can't find it, you're not sure how to find it, because there's a lot of plush things out there. You can look them up by their names. There's the white one, which is this one. This one, it's called Winter White. So that's the Winter White, and the one here is Gunmetal Gray that you saw. Then they have Latte, which is kind of like a rose color, a Steel Blue, which is this blue color, and then Willow, which is green. And they're all homey looking colors. They're in this like kind of, I would describe them as like New England type of colors. All the, like when you see colonial homes and you see the decorations inside, and it all has this like kind of certain, willow green or whatever, or these kind of light blues, and just back in the colonial times. And I think Florida has some things like that, but the colonial houses are much more rare. But that's the kind of coloring they have. And I'm very, very much like black and white and red and, you know, gray. So that's why I got Gunmetal Gray and Winter White. And let me tell you, it is just magnificent. So I cannot recommend these highly enough. I have been trying to share this with you, but I didn't want to share it with you when it was like $300 for a twin. You know what I mean? Like at $360 and da-da-da-da-da. I wanted to share it with you when it got within affordable range, and when you can save some money in order to be ready for it. And also I had to wait till my health cleared up enough that I could actually lift them out of bed and actually give them to you. So Yes, these are the two, and I see I can lift them up and do this, and so this is it. It's like, it's February, the last day of February. I'm like, I've got to do this. So I am so glad that I finally got to share this with you. It's super huge. And of course, it turned out it's made in America. I looked at the tag after I started doing made in America stuff, and I was like, of course they are. Best blanket. In fact, I was looking through my hair products today, the ones that worked the best for me when I did my hair today, and every single one was made in America. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, all the best products that I've had, it's taken me years to actually get a hold of. So this stuff is really, really great. I believe they're in New York. Just get on it. And if you have to, buy one, buy a twin. You know, see if you, when the JCPenney sale's coming, and see if you can get it for the $47. If you have a JCPenney card, there are sales that Chevelle's having a sale, and just get one. Find a way, go into JCPenney and actually touch these things. Now, I will warn you, like, they're super angelic soft when you first get them, and then when you wash them, it's like they do change in texture, but my God, like, they still don't hurt. I won't use anything else. I've tried. I've been on this treadmill for 10 years. It took a long time. They came way too late in my life. But if you wonder how I'm able to travel, if you wonder how I'm able to tape, everything you see me in is in something that I have to work really, really hard to not affect my pain. And this is how deeply my pain affected my life, hitting 10 several times a week. That is how deeply. And when you are desperate, this is what, like, you go to these measures to get out of pain. And it did when I'd have an episode and it would be cold out as the winter. He'd just cover me with that blanket and everything would calm down because it just soothes the skin somehow. So that's my experience with it. It took a heck of a lot of years to actually find them. It's changed my life. All the other blankets feel like raw, like they scratch your body, like. And the thing is I was a ballroom dancer who did consulting, so I was always in my body and always on the road and very aware of my body. So maybe you're in pain and you don't even realize that your clothes, which is why I buy vintage now, which is why I buy thrift store clothes now, because all that clothes, if it's made 15 years or earlier, it doesn't hurt as much, right? This is an old one, but I needed this color. So, but anyway, so there are just, you end up going into this when you're aware of your body, you're aware of what creates pain, what intensifies the pain. And I'm just saying, like, if you're looking to get out of pain, these blankets, it's worth the investment. It's worth the investment. You spend $100 on a lipstick, a lot of you guys. So, like, this will last you forever. We've washed them a ton of times now and they're the same. Like, there's no sign of wear. There's no sign of wear. And one of the ways that you can tell if it's a Chevelle blanket, and the way I know when I'm looking at listings, because it won't say Chevelle in the listing itself, but you know by the way it stitches these edges, if that makes sense. That's how I had to find out, because it just said ultra plush. Well, there's so many plush blankets. But one of the ways you'll know is if you see these kind of the stitching at the edge. This is the type of stitching that it has at the edge. And what's so great is that it's two blankets in one. It's not a one-layer blanket. It's like it's got, if you see this, like it breaks out into two blankets like that. It's actually two blankets together and it doesn't feel like it. You don't feel the weight of it. That's the amazing thing, is you don't feel the weight of this blanket on you. So if you can see here, you can see this stitching. It has this rounded stitching at the edge. It's like old school. Maybe they're handmade. Maybe that's why they're so expensive. But okay, I've rambled enough. I'm never going to be able to do a better video. I feel like retaping and doing a better video for you, but it took me so long to get this out to you. So I feel like this is the best I can do in my health and my condition. But this is one of the biggest things that helps me stay out of pain. And just the sheets and the towels and all of those things become a massive part of your life, because getting like a shot is nothing like nerve pain. It doesn't even come close. Nothing like SI pain. It's nothing like spinal pain. It's nothing like when you get your nerves damaged in your body. Getting a shot, I don't even feel it anymore. Like, they do a shot and I'm just like, did you touch me? I mean, there's those of you in chronic pain, you know, and you understand. Those of you who have family members who have like fibromyalgia or something like that, or MS where their nerves just get going, please understand, like, or car accidents are like one of the number one reasons people have nerve pain. Please understand what it's like when they're in pain, and be supportive, if you can, of why it costs this money, or why it's actually like being responsible to your health and taking care of yourself. Self-care is so important when you're in the middle of chronic pain. So anyway, those are my things, you know, ultra, I know I can't see it, this thing. But anyway, can you see it? No, you can't. I'm taking even more out of the way. All right. So anyway, JCPenney sales, but all of them are having winter sales. Lastbedding.com, Chevelle.com, they're all having sales. You can go ahead and run and dig, but let me tell you, like, March is the season, and go to town. Go get 5 blankets for the price of one. Work your things or whatever. And if not, if you have to buy a blanket, we had to do that once. We had to buy a blanket at full price. We just had to do it. But the insane amount of pain it took away just is worth it. So, but we were like, you know, that's it. That's all we can handle. And so we had to wait and we struck at the right time. And so that's why I'm mentioning it now. Anyway, I'm rambling because, you know, I'm tired and I am not well, but that's the best that I can do. Anyway, I love you guys so much. So here are some videos. I'll put them here for you. Here are 2 videos that you can watch also on chronic pain and health. And I have videos of these cats. If you want to see videos of my cats, that's on my channel. There are playlists for that. Whatever it is you're into, where you can probably get better care, things like that. Anyway, things you might not have thought about. And upcoming is a video on what unhealthy people, like people who are sick, the kind of makeup they were. I just went to a doctor and they were like, you look so good. And I was like, I'm practicing getting dressed again. And she's like, oh, are you wearing makeup? And I was like, yeah. She's like, what would it look like under the makeup? And I was like, I'd look gray. I look just like you saw me last time. And she was like, oh God. And I'm like, oh yeah, you two treated me well on makeup. So did Bobby Brown. So makeup kit. So I'll have that video coming up. Anyway, so here again are the videos that may help you or help you not. And please subscribe and please donate, because your donations actually enable me to go to these doctors and actually get upright and actually speak to you. So that's how I'm able to afford to do all this and give you all this information. It's simply because you donate and allow me to get out there and get help and then give you help in return. I love you so much. Thanks for making my channel possible. It's you and you alone. I don't have ads. Love you. Bye. Happy shopping with soft blankets.